Keegan Media Productions. See more and explore. Hello and welcome to another travelogue. Now today I'm going to battle against the wind noise here because I've come to the coast today, and I've travelled one county away from where I live in County Cork. I've travelled to what in Ireland is called the Kingdom. I am in County Kerry because today we're visiting Dingle. Dingle is located about 3/4 of the way down the Dingle Peninsula in County Kerry. It's situated at the sheltered harbour entrance from Dingle Bay. The next peninsula to the south, the Ivor Peninsula, contains most of Ireland's tallest mountains in the McGillycuddy Reeks. In fact, Ireland's tallest mountain is there, Carrauntoohil. It's about 1,038 metres tall, or 3,407 feet. The Dingle Peninsula is the furthest west you can go on the mainland of Ireland, though there are some islands off the coast of the Dingle Peninsula. Innistuskert is uninhabited though, and Great Basket was attempted to be re-inhabited with holiday homes in the 2010s, but I'm not quite sure if they're still on the go. Because of its location, County Kerry has Europe's most westerly railway station in its capital town of Tralee. In fact, trains used to go further west to Dingle back in the 1930s. Ireland generally has all of Europe's most westerly railway stations. So first up, to get to Dingle, we need, from my base in Cork, to get the train to Tralee in County Kerry. This takes just under 2 hours. And once we get to Tralee, we have to get a bus that goes from Tralee bus station to Dingle. That takes about another hour. So the near 2-hour trip to Tralee is complete. We now have to switch directly outside the station from train to bus to get the 1-hour trip to Dingle. So here we are in Dingle. That is the town over there, nestling in to the hills. We'll get to that in a little while. We're going to travel off over there in a little while, because what we really want to see for the moment is Dingle Harbour. There you go, that's the harbour entrance down there. You can see you swing a right, so to speak, and you're out into the Atlantic Ocean. Now, the mountains that you see in the distance are not on this peninsula, but they are on the Ivra Peninsula. And the mountains along the Ivra Peninsula are the tallest in Ireland. Indeed, Ireland's highest mountain on the island of Ireland is on there. It's called Carrantoul. That's part of the McGillycuddy Reaps, and it's kind of over there, but you can't see it from Dingle. But the harbour is here, and apologies again for the wind noise if it's annoying you. Up there on that hill you will see that there is a structure. It's called the Esk Tower. I think that's called Carhu Hill, as I recall, and it was built in 1847. It's actually a guiding tower for boats coming into the harbour back then, because it was called a blind harbour, and that you needed to, if you had sails, take them down and come in a lot slowly, and come into, and had a hand, I believe, on it that pointed the direction of the entrance of the harbour. Now, Dingle is on a peninsula. Indeed, it is the westernmost peninsula in Ireland. In other words, once you go beyond this peninsula, the end of this peninsula is the end of Ireland. It is the westerlymost point that there is in the country. So if I carried on down the peninsula, down past those mountains over there, there is another town down there, but it's a few kilometres away. But you will reach the end of Ireland, and that would be it, the most westerly point. That's what the Dingle Peninsula is famous for. And as you can see, there's a lovely just sitting in that over there. And there are tours, as you can see here, from this boat that's now leaving. They go out around the harbour and show people in the hope of finding something. That something is a dolphin, and we'll get to that story next. So, what has Dingle and dolphins got in common? Well, Dingle got very famous for one thing, and it was a common bottlenose dolphin, which was named Fungi. And it started its residency here in 1983, and it was theorized that the dolphin had left a family pod, and set up residence here. And it became very closely interactive with humans from that point onwards, and swam around here in the harbour, and followed boats and followed pleasure craft as well, and was very popular. And that started in 1983, and for 37 years remained resident here. Now, there are a lot of people that have said that it may not have been the same dolphin for all 37 years, but local fishermen seem to think from the identifications on it that it was the same dolphin. Dolphins have a sort of median lifespan of anywhere between 8 and 17 years, although I do believe that some have gone into their 50s and 60s, but it's very rare. But the dolphin last year disappeared. Back last October, and despite numerous people saying they have seen the dolphin, there has been no confirmed sights of it. And since then, Fungi is believed to have died at this point, or possibly moved on. So one of the other little storms, so to speak, that hit the town of Dingle a few years ago was its name. Now, everyone knows it as Dingle, in Irish, Dangan or Andangan. And it lies in an area called Gaeltacht. There are a few Gaeltacht areas in Ireland. This is one of them. So that's an area where there are some speakers who Irish is their first language and English is their second. I have to say, in Dingle, I've not heard any Irish spoken, but I know that there are some Irish speakers out here. So a local councillor proposed that the town's name be put back to it in Irish, that it would no longer be called Dingle, but it would be called Dangan all the time. And this went ahead and they changed it. And it caused all sorts of issues with Google Maps, and they changed it to Dangan, and no one knew where Dingle was because it wasn't coming up in Google Maps. It became a disaster, and it was quickly changed back to Dingle. Dingle also has some geographical oddities too. This is a SuperValu, which is a supermarket chain in Ireland, and indeed there's a Lidl in the town as well. And they are, in fact, the most westerly SuperValus, and indeed, well, this is the most westerly SuperValu in Ireland, but the Lidl is the most westerly Lidl in Europe. There isn't any in Iceland, so it has some peculiarities like that. But now it's time to get the bus home. So that's our visit to Dingle in County Kerry, all done and done. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll have another video for you real soon. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Keegan Media Productions. See more and explore.